It really only takes a little bit of discipline and a little bit of hard work to live the life of your dreams. That's what I did. That's what every other successful person has done. And that's all you have to do to get to your goals. There's so much advice on the internet. There's so much advice people will tell you. There's so much high level stuff that there is to learn. And yes, business, it's an intricate thing. It's hard to get to your dream life. But if you cut out all the noise, if you cut out all the advice you've ever heard, and you strictly put your head down and work, you could get to the life of your dreams. How I built my business. I was broke in my mom's basement, no money in my bank account. I came across a course on how to learn how to make sports content. That's what I do now. And I sat in my basement and grinded for 6 months. I posted 4 videos a day without missing a day, like it was clockwork. My IG page went from 0 to 75,000 followers. And then 3 months after that, I made over $100,000 in a month within a year of my business. That is all it takes, guys. Hard work. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter if you're trying to get rich. It doesn't matter if you're trying to become a pro athlete. It doesn't matter if you're trying to become a professional chess player. It doesn't matter. All it takes is hard work. And once you actually get some discipline in your life, cut out all the noise, you will be able to achieve everything you want to achieve. The world today is designed to distract you. It is designed to keep you numb. It is complying to the government's restrictions and not living your dream life. So you're just a normal taxpayer that will sit in your 9 to 5 with no testosterone level, pay your taxes, and die. That is what they want. And if you want to rebel against that, all you have to do is have a little bit of discipline, a little bit of testosterone, and a little bit of hard work, and you can beat 99.9% of people with that combination, guys. I'm going to teach you in this video how to become more disciplined, because it's not going to happen in one day. As much as I would like to say you could just snap your fingers and fix your mind and you're going to be extremely disciplined, you're going to be David Goggins, that might work at 3 a.m. when you see a motivational TikTok, but that's not going to work long term. You need to practice it. You need to get better at it. You're going to build confidence within yourself when you do that, and you're going to be able to stay disciplined for a longer amount of time. But in this video, I'm going to teach you how to become more disciplined, why it's so important. You already know why it's so important, but I'm going to go over why it's really important. And then I'm going to go over all the things that don't matter when it comes to building a successful business, a success in whatever niche you're trying to build. Like I said, it could be bodybuilding, it could be athlete, it could be anything you want to do. But I'm going to teach you how to be disciplined, why it's so important, and the only things you need to focus on. So first, how to become more disciplined. Now, right now, you're watching this video. If you're watching this video, you're probably into business. You're probably on the right track because you're at least watching business content. Now, I hope most of you guys aren't the usual people who just watch and self-mind masturbate to this business content, to the self-development content, and don't take any action. Hopefully, you're already past that point. But if you're not, you need to get off YouTube and actually take some action. Yes, watching content like this is valuable. I hope you watch my content. I try to inform you guys as much as I can on every single thing I've learned on my journey, but you don't want to watch too much. You want to learn something from content and immediately put it into action. Ideally, you'd be taking notes during this video, and when it's done, you would literally be more disciplined because you start taking action and putting these practices into your day-to-day life so that you can achieve your dream life. Don't go watch 7 more videos. Don't go scroll on TikTok looking for some motivation. Learn something and immediately take action, because speed is the #1 thing in business. But in this video, I'm talking about discipline. So if you're that person, if you're self-masturbating to content, that is step 1. Stop doing that. Start taking action. Now, when you want to become disciplined, it is extremely hard to do so. I don't want to discourage you and say it's extremely hard, but it's more difficult to do so when you're starting from ground zero. And the reason of that is because you don't have any progress yet. You are at ground zero. You haven't seen yourself grown yet. You haven't seen numbers in your business go up yet. You haven't seen your muscles grow yet if you're talking about being in the gym. So it's hard to get over that initial hump. But once you get over that initial hump, seeing some progress, getting self-confidence in yourself, and you actually start seeing results, it is going to be extremely easy to keep becoming more disciplined, to get momentum, and eventually just reach the pinnacle of whatever you're trying to reach. The hardest part of making $100,000 a month, because I've done it, is going from 0 to 10K. 10K to 100K is 50% as hard as the first 10K. Everything is like that. In the gym, it's hard to get in the gym and stay disciplined at the start, but once you go every day for 3 months, it becomes a part of your routine, and this is the same with anything. So how to get over that first initial hump, because I like to tell you guys why things are important, but I also need to give you actionable steps so you can can fix this today. How to get over the first hump when you're not disciplined. Focused on the smallest wins possible. If you say you're gonna wake up at a certain time, wake up at that time. If you say you're gonna make a video today, say you wanna become a content creator, make that video that day. Do not negotiate with yourself. The deal was already made. You must keep your promises to yourself. Doesn't matter how small they are. If you're going to clean your room and you said it, clean your room. Every single time you commit to one of these tasks, your mental strength bar goes up. Your confidence goes up. It might only be a little bit, but I'm going to go into it in a second, how you build momentum and how that will get a lot higher. But every single time it will go up when you keep a promise to yourself, and vice versa. If you say you're going to wake up at 7 a.m. and you sleep in and you wake up at 11 a.m., your confidence goes down. That is going to lead into a bad day. If you say you're going to wake up, hop out of bed and get straight to work, but you doom scroll on TikTok, boom, your confidence just went down again. Every single time you keep or don't keep a promise to yourself, it directly is correlated to your confidence level and to your mental strength level. So if you want to keep your mental strength high, if you want to build confidence and you want to build momentum so that you can become more disciplined, you need to start focusing on the promises to yourself. Now, don't be idiotic. If you just started, don't say, I'm going to make $1,000 today, because that is something that you cannot control. Yes, you can control the inputs. You can control every single thing you do in your business and complete your day-to-day task. But don't worry and don't make it a demand to complete something that is external. The key to becoming more disciplined and just overall in business is to keep promises to yourself. And once you stack momentum, it will be able to gamify in your life. You're going to be like, wow, I actually completed everything I said I was going to do today. And guess what? When I went to bed, I felt great. Maybe the next day you don't complete everything. When you go to bed, you're thinking, damn, I could have done more. We're going to get back at it tomorrow. And once you get to that mind frame of, instead of self-discouraging yourself and feeling bad about it, but more making it a game to see how much you can get done in a day, how strictly you can follow your own promises every day, it is going to become extremely easy for you to stay disciplined. And before you know it, you're going to be an extremely disciplined individual. And if you do that for a long period of time, you're going to have the results to show it. So starting from zero, stack self-wins, keep the promises to yourself. And once you do that, your confidence is going to slowly go up. You're going to be able to build momentum, and then you're going to go into an upward spiral of success in every single thing in your life. But every single thing as a man stems from keeping the promises to himself. So that is how you get over the first initial hump. If you're at a stage like me, I'm still trying to become more disciplined, by the way. Yes, I'm giving you guys, ideas on how to become more disciplined. I'm giving you my advice, but I have not reached the pinnacle. There's always another mountain to climb, and I'm trying to be more disciplined. Am I more disciplined than 99% of people my age? Yes, I am, but I'm still trying to get better. If you're at a stage like mine, you need to extremely gamify your life. You need to really compare yourself to these people who are doing much better than you. That's why I live in Miami. I see Bugattis every day. I see people with 8-packs every day at these gyms, Mr. Olympias. I see professional boxers at my gym boxer every single day, and it is extremely motivating. And when you're comparing yourself to people at such a high level, you know you need to be extremely disciplined to get those results. So if you've already got over that first initial hump, if you've got some momentum going, if your business is growing, if you're getting muscles in the gym, if you're doing what you want to do, but you're trying to go to that next level, I have found personally, the more I expose myself to people doing better than me, I use it as motivation, and it makes it extremely easy for me to stay disciplined. If I don't compare myself to people better than me, for example, if I went back to my hometown right now visiting and I was comparing myself to the losers there who party every single day, I would get less work done than I do out here. That's why people call it the Miami effect. It's 100% true, because not only do you see these people succeeding, you can literally feel it. You can literally be next to them in real time, seeing their day-to-day life, because these people physically live out here. When you get in an environment like this, it is going to make you extremely disciplined, because you are trying to get the same results as somebody who's much above you in the financial, in the physical pedestal, whatever you want to call it. They are much higher than you on that scale. So if you want to get extremely disciplined, I highly recommend moving your location, getting around other disciplined people, people who are doing better than you ideally, and that is going to allow you to get a lot of motivation and allow you to be a much more disciplined, because you know you have to take those steps in order to get those results that people better than you have. So that is what I would do if you're at step 2. But number 1, it all comes down to keeping the small wins to yourself. And as you gain momentum, as you become more disciplined, you can add more tasks every day. You can make it harder on yourself every day. Maybe you were doing one workout a day and you stuck to that a month. Now, me personally, I'm doing 2 workouts a day. I run every morning and I lift every night. I just finished my second workout of the day. I've been doing this for about 2 weeks and I feel great because I know that I'm keeping the promises to myself. I do it for the mental more than I do it for the physical. If I can work out twice a day, if I can post this much content, if I can do this much work in my business, I know other people aren't doing that much work and I know I will beat them. And that is how I started my business in the first place. The reason I was posting 4 times a day, like I mentioned at the start of this video, is because I saw all the other top creators posting once every other day, once every 3 days, once a week even. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do some math here, some basic math. If I post 4 times a day and simply work 5 times as hard as somebody else, 10 times as hard as somebody else, I am gonna win. If somebody's posting a video once every 2 days and I'm posting 8 videos every 2 days with good quality, I will beat them. And guess what? I grew to over 140K followers now, and I am one of the beasts in my sports industry. So that is how you become disciplined, and that is how you gain momentum, and that is how you gain results. Keep the promises to yourself. You will gain momentum, and sooner than you know, you will be extremely disciplined, especially compared to people at your level, at least at your age level, because they are not doing the same things as you. And as you get gradually better, you need to constantly compare yourselves to people ahead of you in whatever industry you're trying to conquer, whether it's fitness, whether it's business, whether it's athleticism, whatever. You need to compare yourselves to people better than you, because if you compare yourselves to people below you, you are not going to be motivated. You're only going to feel fake pride, because I don't want to call it fake pride, but you shouldn't feel proud of yourself to beating somebody who's not even trying. That's how I compare myself to people in my hometown. If they're not even trying, yes, I'm going to make more money than them, whatever, because I dedicate my whole life to business, but who cares? You know what I mean? I'm trying to compare myself to the best of the best, because when you do that, you will rise to that level. And then when you go back home, you're going to have blown everybody else out of the water. So compare yourselves to better people than you once you get at a higher level, and it is going to make you extremely disciplined. Now, why is discipline so important? Discipline is the lifeblood of testosterone. If you are not disciplined, if you don't keep the promises to yourself every single day, it's going to hurt your confidence, it's going to hurt your testosterone level, and it's going to hurt your overall mental bandwidth. It's going to hurt your energy, it's going to hurt your vibration, it's going to hurt everything. If you are not mentally strong as a man, then you are not going to achieve anything in business, you're not going to achieve anything in the gym, you're not going to achieve anything important. Testosterone is men's lifeblood, and every single time your mind is weaker, every single time you're physically weaker, every single time you're thinking bad about yourself, you are at a lower testosterone level, you are at a lower vibration, and you are going to attract worse things into your life. Now, how do you reverse that? It goes back to what I was talking about before. You keep the promises to yourself. You stack daily wins. And when you do that, guess what? You're not going to have negative thoughts. You're going to have positive thoughts, because you are proud of yourself. And a key thing to do with this, guys, which I see a lot of people mess up, is to only focus on the input. I mentioned this at the start of the video. Don't worry about how much money you're making. Don't worry about things that you can't control. Worry about how much you're doing every single day. If you could literally put on glasses to where you couldn't check your bank account, you could only see your input, how many videos you're posting, how many times you're in the gym, how many times you're practicing if you're trying to become an athlete, I guarantee that person would be more successful than the person who's obsessed over the result. Because if you're looking at the result, you may get discouraged. You may have a bad day. You may not get as many sales as you want, and it's going to go into the next day where you don't work as hard because you're discouraged. You're in a bad mental state. You're going to attract bad things. Sooner than you know, you're in a downward spiral and you don't feel good about yourself. So don't worry about the output. Focus on the input. Newton's third law says that every single input has an equal and opposite output. In business, you don't know how long that's going to take, but every single time you work on your business, every single time you do the right thing, no matter in what it is, you will get an equal and opposite output at some capacity. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's in the gym. If you do a tricep extension, if you do a bicep curl, you're gonna get gains over a certain amount of time. You're gonna get them. You might not get them instantly. You're gonna get a pump instantly. But if you do that over a long period of time, you know your muscles will grow. It's the same thing in business. People think it's not guaranteed, but the trick is that it actually is guaranteed. If you actually try your best, if you actually do the right things every single day in the input of your business, you will see money. You will see sales. You will achieve what you want to achieve. All I did when I built my business was focus on the input. Like I mentioned, 4 videos a day. I didn't care how many views they got, because at the start they weren't getting a lot of views. I was focused on making better content every single time, and I was focused on making that amount of videos every single day like clockwork. Once I did that over an extended period of time, a couple months, my page started to pop off. Same content. Yes, it was getting a little better every single time, but same content basically. I was posting the same thing, same amount of time every single day. I wasn't worried about not getting views at the start, because if I was, was, I never would have gotten to the part where my page exploded and I literally lived the life of my dreams because of that. So only focus on the input, guys. That is so, so important, because if you don't, you could get discouraged, and it doesn't matter what the output is yet, especially if you're just starting. So that is why discipline is so important, guys, because it is the lifeblood to us men. If you are not disciplined, you're not going to feel good about yourself, and that stems into every single thing you do. It's going to lower your energy, and every single thing in life takes energy. Every single time you go to the gym, it takes energy. Every single time you work on your business, it takes energy. Every single time you read a book, it takes energy. If your energy is lower because you're feeling discouraged, you're going to get less done, and if you compound that over a certain amount of time, you are simply going to lose to the person who is high energy because they didn't discourage themselves looking at output they haven't gotten yet when they're just starting. So I know I went off on a bit of a tangent there. I'm very passionate about this topic, as you guys can tell, because it is extremely important for you guys to wrap your head around if you want to be successful. Focus on the input, become more disciplined, work harder. Only focus on the input. I know I've said it 10 times, but only focus on the input, because if you put in the input, it is guaranteed that you get the output you want, guys. So make sure you're doing that. And once you're focused on that, once you're focused on committing yourself to your daily tasks every day, keeping the promises to yourself every day, it is only a matter of time until you achieve the success you want. All right, guys, third part of this video, the only things you should be focused on. Now, like I said in the intro, so many people online are giving you super specific business things that aren't compatible to you right now because you are not at that level. You need to block out all the noise. You need to be the best in your industry. You need to learn every single thing there is to learn about your industry, but you need to cut out all the other noise that doesn't matter. And it's extremely important that you do this, because in today's day and age, there is so many distractions around. There are so many shows on Netflix. There are so many Instagram Reels and TikToks and YouTube things to watch every single day that your brain is getting way more capacity than it can handle. It is getting way more information than it can retain. Humans were never designed to be like this and consume this much content, this much information at once. So it is extremely important that you monitor the stuff you are caring about, you monitor the stuff you are consuming, and that you monitor every single thing you do in your life, because if you're wasting energy on mindless content, if you're wasting energy and calories thinking about stupid shit, it is going to block your receptors for actually getting important information and things that you should be retaining. So be super specific about what you consume, guys. Don't scroll too much on social media. Don't watch too much YouTube. Even I struggle with it. Everybody does. It's always fun to, doom scroll on TikTok, whatever. I try to cut that down as much as I can because I know it is literally poison for my brain, but just try and get better at that every single day, guys. If you're not making money on social media, you shouldn't be on social media in general. But this world is designed to distract you. So step one, become more disciplined. Hard work. That is what matters, guys. Work on the input of your business every single day. Cut out all the noise, cut out all the partying, cut out all the girls because you're not at that stage yet, and focus on what matters, like your life depends on it. Because the freedom of your life does depend on it. If you don't achieve in business, you will never be free. You can't be a 9-to-5er and be a slave and expect you to have financial freedom magically from the gods. That is not going to happen, guys. So commit to these things like your life depends on it, because it literally does. And once you wrap that around your head, it's going to give you a lot of motivation to actually get things done, because us as humans, we tend to think we're younger than we are. I'm 20 years old. I'm young. I felt like I was 18 yesterday. And the older people you talk to, they will all tell you the same thing. Time flies by. So you may be 20 now. You may be 19 now. You may be 30 now. But guess what? You're going to be 10 years older in a blink of an eye. So stop delaying things. Stop focusing on things that don't matter. Stop getting distracted and cut out all of the noise so you can focus on what does matter. The only thing you should be focusing on is the tasks you should be doing every single day. Don't worry about what somebody's doing 10 steps ahead of you in business. Don't worry about that new party that's going to happen this weekend. Don't worry about that new Netflix show. Don't worry about any of that, because right now you are locked in and you are focused on what actually matters. So to recap this video, guys, I know I talked really fast. I know I went crazy because I'm really passionate about this topic, but to recap this video, focus on your daily wins. This is how you become more disciplined. Build that confidence within yourself and gamify it. Once you gamify it, you are going to make it a game every single day in your life, and it is going to become a lot more fun to get your tasks done. Also, compare yourselves to people better than you, because it is going to make you upset. It's going to make you angry that you don't have that life yet, but that is a fantastic motivator to get to where you want to go. The next part, I recapped why discipline is so important, and it is because if you aren't disciplined, if you don't commit to those things I told you in the start started this video in the first segment, then you are going to have a bad result in every other thing in your life, because the lower your confidence is as a man, the lower every single thing in your life is going to be. You're going to have a bad dating life, you're going to have a bad business, you're going to have a bad income, you're not going to have any freedom, you're going to have a bad mental state. It stems into everything, and it all comes down to confidence. Focus on the tasks every single day at hand, focus on the input, and I promise you, if you put your head down, keep that discipline for a significant amount of time, you will see the results. The universe will give you what you want, you can live the life of your dreams, and you can be wherever you want to be. So I hope this video was motivating to you guys. Like I said, I know I went off on a bit of a tangent there, but I hope you found some juice in this video, some fire inside of you, so that you can get going, get more discipline, get more things done, because I truly do want to see you guys win. I want to see a lot of you guys go from zero to the top of the mountain, and hopefully I get a DM saying, hey, I watched one of your YouTube videos, you really inspired me and that really helped me out. That would mean the world to me, guys. I hope you guys can all succeed at an extremely high level. On this channel, all I do is try and educate you guys on every single thing I've learned from going from zero in my mom's basement to a 7-figure entrepreneur at 19 years old. So if you want more content like this, click the subscribe button, guys. I post on here daily or at least every other day, again, educating you guys on everything I've learned. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next one.